Hello everyone, I'm Jefferson Mendoza. Thanks again for joining me in my latest vlog. Considered to be one of the pioneers in printmaking, visual artist Pandy Aviado shares with us a world to other dimensions. For Pandy, art is a spiritual journey where it brings him to a different level of existence. Meet Pandy Aviado.
From the very start, Pandy Aviado chose art, or perhaps art chose him.
I have already decided to become a visual artist, maybe from the start. I chose, instead of painting, printmaking because for me, that was the road less traveled in the visual arts. There were a few people here who knew about printmaking, but it was not enough. I had to fill in that gap of printmaking.
It was at home where Pandy started to draw, but his parents and his educators frowned upon this activity. If caught, it meant getting his palms slapped. Still, he pursued his passion even if it meant doing so in secret.
Later on, I researched and found out that what I was doing, meaning sketching while listening, is actually a very healthy way of receiving information because it calmed me down and it was a kind of meditation also, making art.
It was in 1955 when Pandy and his family moved to his childhood home. What was once the living room and dining area, Pandy has turned it into his workstation, a sacred space where he meditates prior to creating.
I usually put on some Baroque music, maybe Bach, to put me on my mood to be creative. And it takes a while for me to warm up, usually about an hour. That's when I start maybe looking at books, and that's what I consider my time for musing. That's when I try to get some inspiration from other artworks. And when I feel that I have enough inspiration or enough energy to do an artwork, then I start usually with some basic colors. Sometimes when I paint all white, it's almost like I'm meditating. It's almost like I'm taking out all the negativity from myself. And it's like what they call tabula rasa, meaning a blank white space. And most of the people I know who are into real meditation say that that's a good way to start, is placing yourself in front of a black canvas and waiting for some kind of inspiration or some great vibration from the music that I hear, or for some memory that would trigger serotonin or produce some dopamine in me, and then I start working.
Printmaking is considered to be the most democratic of the visual media since it allows the widest distribution of original works at the lowest cost. While attending an art workshop at Ateneo de Manila University, through one of his professors, he met Manuel Rodriguez Sr., the father of printmaking in the Philippines. People call him Manning or Rod, but for Pandy, he was Mang Manning. Under the tutelage of Mang Manning, Pandy chose printmaking as his principal medium in his artistic career. Pandy got a grant to study art in Madrid, Spain in the late 1960s and stayed in Europe for 6 years. This meant having to relearn everything he knew about printmaking.
It was a lesson in humility. You begin to realize you still have more things to learn. And it goes on and on. So that's what I would call pushing yourself to the limit, knowing that there are no more boundaries.
In 2018, Pandy received the Gawad Tanglao ng Lahi Award at Ateneo de Manila University. In his speech, Pandy spoke of the role of the Jesuits and printmaking. They were the ones who brought the technology into the country centuries ago. And because of it, the first scientific map of the Philippines was created, thanks in part to Spanish friar Father Pedro Murillo Velarde, along with two Filipinos, Francisco Suarez, who drew the map, and Nicolas de la Cruz Bagay, who engraved it. Known as the mother of all Philippine maps, the Murillo Velarde 1734 map was used by the Philippine government as evidenced in the 2016 ruling of the country's real estate in the West Philippine Sea.
And I also explained in my speech that there is this word about teamwork that is involved in printmaking. In printmaking, it's teamwork. You have a printer, you have somebody who helps you pull the press and ink. So it's a group dynamics. It's synergy.
It's a full circle moment for Pandy, the home where he was once reprimanded for creating art. He is now producing art in full swing.
I always tell this story. When you look at the evening star and you see all the lights, sometimes when I do my aquatint prints and I see the rosin powder settling down on the plate, then I see I imagine them as stars at night. Do you know that those light was from 30 years ago? Because it takes 30 years for the light to reach. Some of them are already dead, and yet the light's still alive. The same with artists. Some of them are already dead, but the paintings, the light that came from them are still alive. And that's what we see. And that's what I hope to be doing. I mean, that's why I create so that there will be enough light, quote unquote, that will be dispersed.